Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling. Well, hello. It's 5 o'clock here. We're gonna make a cocktail, dear, and its name is Clementine. So yesterday, I was inspired by the penicillin and how it took elements from the gold rush, and it was a spin on the gold rush. So I thought I would take my own spin on the gold rush and borrow an element or two from the penicillin. And so I know this is not a pickaxe, but it'll do in a pinch. So this is an original cocktail of mine called the Clementine. And it gets that name from two places. First, it's a spin on the gold rush because, you know, Clementine, the song it's a bit problematic actually because it's pretty fat shamey. And it's also about a guy just being like, yeah, she tripped and she drowned and, loved her, but whatever. And then also, it was orange in color. So I'm gonna be adding turmeric to this cocktail. And so Clementines, the oranges, there's no oranges in this though. So, you know, it's more of like the crayon, the Crayola Clementine is gonna get its nice orange color from the turmeric I'm gonna add to it. So let's get started. So we're gonna actually make this one with bourbon. I'm gonna do Elijah Craig today. So 94 proof. Actually, I consider doing this with barrel proof, but it's expensive. And I thought, you know, this already gets a lot of bite already from the turmeric as well as the ginger in it. So you'll see that in a bit. So 2 ounces of bourbon, and this is Elijah Craig. And then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. Too much. Perfect. And then we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of our honey ginger syrup from our penicillin. I'm always a big fan of finding multiple uses for the things that I make with drinks so that you're not just like, what am I gonna do with this? Do I have to drink penicillins every single day? Which, you know, I mean, it's fine if you like them, but you know, variety is the spice of life. So 3/4 of an ounce of our honey ginger syrup. Delicious. And then we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of our turmeric powder. And turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. You know, I take turmeric every day for my Crohn's. And I do think it helps. I also really like the flavor. It's very common in Indian cuisine, and it's also very common in Ayurvedic medicine, so as an anti-inflammatory. And it also makes you very orange, so be careful not to touch anything that can be, you know, turned orange, like my finger, very orange. It's like Cheeto dust, except healthier. You can also use anything that really has turmeric in it, but as long as it does have turmeric as the main ingredient. Like I have this stuff from friends at Apothecary, and this is called Follow Your Gut. It's got turmeric in it. It also has ginger, cayenne, black pepper, some other like cool, very spicy stuff. So you could actually put that in there too. It's gonna taste just a little bit different, but it's got those same nice bitey spices to it that make you go like, meow. So if that's what you wanna do. So then I'm gonna pop my ice into my shaker. And then we gonna shake it. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever. I don't know the rest of the words. But seriously, Bobby Darin did a version and he was like, oh, that whaler, she was chunky Clementine. And I'm like, wow, rude. Like, I do love Bobby Darin's voice, but Beyond the Sea is my favorite song. But man, like, oh, that whaler, chunky Clementine. You know, in the 50s, 60s, they weren't really, you know, like, I guess sensitive to that kind of stuff. They were like, oh, ha ha. So get it really nice and cold. All right. All right, so Then we're gonna take our glass. I'm gonna use this glass. I just didn't feel like using a rocks glass. But you can use rocks glass, that's fine. So we're gonna pop some ice in here. And then we are going to double strain this, because straight up, the one thing I don't like about this cocktail is that anytime you're gonna be using a powder, this is the same with matcha powder or anything like that, you're gonna have a little bit of sedimentation on the bottom. So think of it like a Turkish coffee, right? You don't just wanna like pop it back, because that last little bit is gonna be highly unpleasant. So, you know, once you get towards the end, just like leave it there, like a fine wine when you leave the sediment at the bottom. So we are going to double strain this over ice. I mismeasured my glass. I'm gonna take some ice out. Oh, this is the spoon I don't like. All right, I'm gonna take some of this ice out. This is already pretty cold. You know, I think I'm just gonna do no ice in this. So scratch that, no ice. I can make changes, it's my cocktail. Deal with it. All right, perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to add in ginger beer. And I am using Gosling's ginger beer. And I'm going to be doing 2 ounces of ginger beer. And so the ginger beer is actually for the foamy brine that Clementine gets swept away in because her lover has left her to drown. Poor chunky Clementine. So rude. So then we're gonna just take our spoon, and this is the one I hate because it's got this thing on top and I don't know why. And just kind of give it a nice little swirl, just to make sure that you get that ginger beer nice and incorporated. And that's extremely orange, so Clementine. And then I'm going to garnish this with a little bit of an extra garnish. So this gold is not edible. There is edible gold. I just don't have any. I just have, like, you know, gold for gold leafing, because who doesn't? But then just garnish this with either a ginger piece, you can do the candied ginger, you can do a lemon peel, or nothing, but I'm doing this cool, my gold nugget, my gold lemon nugget. So I left it all jagged around the edge, because gold, when you get it, it's not perfect. So there we are, the Clementine. And it's got that nice bite to it. So you've got the turmeric, you've got the ginger, you've got the bourbon is actually, it's funny because the bourbon is what kind of mellows it out a little bit. And then the lemon juice gets you that nice citrusy, like, you can also add an egg white to it if you want. It's kind of cool, it looks like a creamsicle. And you can do that instead of, like, if you don't want to use ginger beer, you can use that to kind of give it a little bit of a different little flow. But yeah, this is my Clementine. So, oh my darling, I'm trying to get you out the foamy brine. Cheers.